Greetings, I am Erin Patton, Metaphysical Master in a Millennial Age, and it is my life's purpose to guide you and organizations along an enlightened path. So I invite you to sit comfortably and tune in as I welcome you to the Meta Business Millennial, where we get the real conversations you won't get in the boardroom so that we understand this is exactly the path we need to be on in order to grow, evolve, and thrive. All right, y'all. Greetings. I am Erin Patton, and I am so happy to be with y'all today on this episode of the Meta Business Millennial podcast. We are live across all social media channels: Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Of course, my YouTube channel, if you haven't already subscribed to that, and like this video because this message needs to be heard far and wide. And I am just checking in and make sure that I am here, because I need to be here in order to do this cast. So thank you guys for being patient, because there were some tech difficulties, and I got confirmation that I am live. Thanks. And and it's not perfect, just like life, but here we are, and all is good, all is well. And I wanted to make sure that we talk about today. Hey guys, thank you for the love and the hearts. That we talk about wellness for Black women and really get into the uncomfortable truth around why your glow up is not sticking. Okay, it ain't sticky. And we want to figure out, kind of break down all these different areas of our lives that are keeping us from sticking to that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we really want to make sure we really understand how we can get to that place of that glow up, to that highest self, and do it with ease, do it having a great time, do it having fun. And because that's what this life is about: play, fun, love, loving the fucking journey. Okay. And we're going to end today with a beautiful meditation. So stick around. I'm going to make sure this one's not too long, because I know we're starting a lot later than what we usually start. But that's cool. We're going to get into it. And so let's get into the 3 reasons why your glow up is failing. Okay. The first reason is losing weight. This journey, you make it feel like punishment. Okay. You make it feel like it's really hard when it really should be nourishing, not punishing, but nourishing. Okay. So when I talk about punishment, I want to speak about sort of like my own journey. I always bring in my own personal experience to these things to just make it feel more real. Like when I don't, if I don't make it to, if I don't eat right for that day, or if I, cheat or something, then there's a lot of guilt sometimes that's associated with that. And I see it for myself, I see it from my girlfriends, and it's not okay, because when we start to get mad at ourselves or beat ourselves up, it actually is like doing a disservice to the entire process. And we want to make sure that the process, as I mentioned before, is enjoyable. It's done with love for ourselves. And we have to be able to move past the punishment in order to see the results. Punishment, I understand, is how we grew up, and we're going to get into the how we grew up stories later too. But we were punished to do things right. We were punished to make better grades. And it was the best attempt that the world around us, society, our parents had to get us to do what they wanted us to do. However, we don't need to abide by those same punishing rules to get the better outcomes out of ourselves. Actually, it inhibits our growth. It inhibits our evolution and our development by punishing ourselves. So we have to understand when we're doing this, hey, you're dumb, or you look fat, or I'm fat. We're saying this stuff to ourselves. It really is blocking us from getting to that glow up, because the glow up, as we know with everything, it starts in the mind, it starts in the heart. And if we're not honoring our mind, loving ourselves, then we're not going to have the glow. Okay. We're going to have the show, but not the glow. Okay. If that makes sense to y'all. Yeah. So we really want to be energized by our journey. We don't want to feel depleted. We don't want to feel mad. We don't want to feel anxious. And so, yeah, facts. I love that. Thank you for the confirmation affirmation over here. Because we want to make sure that we're moving in our own rhythm, we're moving in our own time. And that's really the key to the sustainability of the journey, of the wellness journey. Okay. And number two is it's hard to keep up with the fitness journey. Okay. All right, Corey Code. All right, Corey, thank you for the love. And number two, let's get it back to it. It's hard to commit to the physical exercise. I know because I was that one. I was that one that went and got my hair pressed, got my hair blown out, and now I can't work out for 2 weeks. What? What? That's a real thing in the Black woman community. I got my hair done. I can't sweat it out. I literally had to stop on and pause on that because it's like I had my hair done, so now I can't work out. This has to stop. Like it really does. Because if we want to be able to show up fine, looking good, like we have to find a way to do it and still make our hair look good. And I was able to do this all of 2024. I am a testimony. I wore my hair straight all of 2024. Most of the time it looked beautiful. And most of the time it looked perfect. And I was able to do it and still go to the gym 3 times a week, still go for walks, still go for runs because I took the time. It does take more work to take care of my hair. So after I worked out, I kept it in the ponytail. I let it dry. I looked at YouTube videos, how to care for your hair after a workout. I blow dried my own hair. I would flat out my roots if I had to once or twice a week. I was trying not to put too much heat on my hair because I really wanted to keep the style, but I didn't want to obviously damage my hair in the process. Like as you see, 2025, this curls is popping, and it because it didn't go through a lot of heat damage last year. And so I wanted that to be, if anything, an inspiration to you that hair should not stop you from getting your workout in. Your hair shouldn't stop you. And, I think there's also this issue around body insecurity. And I don't know what it is about wellness spaces, fitness spaces, but there are not a lot of us in them. Not a lot of Black women in yoga studios, not a lot of Black women in anybody gym, not a lot of Black women in Soul Cycle, studio classes, run clubs. I do see some Black run clubs out here. So kudos to those folks. But there are not a lot of us out here getting fit. Not enough of us out here getting fit. And I want to call that out because it's like, why? Why do we not go to these places? Is it because we don't feel welcome? Is it because it doesn't align with things that are enjoyable for Black women? I don't know, but I really would love for y'all to comment, shoot me a DM. I really want to understand this phenomena around why Black women are not more often seen in these fitness wellness spaces. And, that's all I really got to say about that. And number three, a lot of reasons why the glow up ain't sticking is we set unrealistic goals. Okay. And as always, I'm a testimony because in summer of 2023, when I started working out with my trainer, it was like 3-4 months before my birthday. And I was thinking that I was going to be so fine by the time I got to Las Vegas to see Usher in the VIP section. I was not there, y'all. If anything, I had taken some steps back because I was eating more and thinking I could do what I want because I was going to the gym 3 times a week. No, we need to understand that this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So when we are setting these unrealistic goals of getting fine, losing weight in 21, 30, 35 days, that's not sustainable. It's not only is it not sustainable, but it's not healthy. We want to make a lifestyle change, not just a short-term gain, okay? The short-term gain leaves us long-term ass out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how they go together, but that's just what it does. Because we can't focus on short-term if we're trying to have a fine body for life. This is a marathon, y'all, not a sprint. So we want to be able to set goals that really, I see you over there, Harlow. You can peek around the corner. You can say hi. You on my podcast. What you need?
It's just because you told trying to find My Little Pony, but it didn't work.
Okay. Well, mommy's in the middle of a podcast, so we gotta figure it out later. Okay.
Okay.
See ya.
Yeah, I'm not going back for 5 minutes.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna talk to the podcast. All right, so back to what we're talking about. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So when we want to see lifestyle changes, when we want to see real outcomes, sustainable outcomes for ourselves, we need to make sure that we are setting realistic goals. For example, so when I talked about starting to work out with my trainer in summer of 2023, I really did it because I wanted to have my best body ever by 40. So that was November of 2024. And I documented it all across social media. I did podcast episodes of me in Hawaii at 40. And it turned out to be like a dream come true, of course. I had my dream body. I had all my family there, my best friends. And Harlow, yeah, of course you were there. I said my family. And it took me a year and a half to get there. And I would say, like, even now, I'm just barely seeing the results that really deeply resonate with me. And so I want to be able to encourage you, like I said, be an inspiration, a testimony that this glow up takes time. It takes time. All right, y'all. So if you had, if this resonates with you, if you've kind of had a similar journey, I would really love to hear from you, whether in the comments or, thank you guys for the hearts, for the love, because y'all know I didn't have to restart this 2, 3, 4 times, and here we are. So we want to get to this next point, and I want to encourage you all to forget waking up at 4 a.m., okay? Fuck waking up at 4 a.m., and understand that real wellness happens on your schedule. So forget waking up at 4 a.m. because real wellness happens on your schedule, on your terms. All right. And I want you to understand that you have to truly prioritize. Big boy, if you're going to stay up here, you got to be quiet. I really want you to understand that you have to truly prioritize this work. Understand that this work doesn't just happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. Like, even look at me now, like the fact that like my son's right here, like there are so many things that are going on in our lives, that happen in our lives, that really take us off course. And who would have expected this to be happening right now? But it's happening right now, likely because I went way over time. And my plot to keep him away from the podcast studio didn't work. And I can't lock these walls up. And so we have to understand that when things are out of our control, that we understand we got to move with the groove. We got to go with the flow. And we can't be stuck to a regimented schedule always. And it's just not realistic. It's not sustainable. We have to be able to do what works for us. And there's a lot of trends out here about waking up at 3 a.m., waking up at 4 a.m., waking up at 5 a.m., when in reality, I wake up at between 7 and 8. I have to take care of this guy. My mom's good with her caregiver. I have to eat my breakfast. I have to do my meditation, get my mind right. I don't have my first meeting until 10 a.m., y'all. And that's my life, and that's just how it works. And it's raining and thundering outside, so that's another reason why he's here. Go ahead and sit down, big boy. Just sit down. Thank you. And so we have to be okay with the process. We have to be okay with things like this happening in our lives, things that are unexpected and things that may take us off course. So we think, but really are there to just keep us aligned, truly aligned. All right, y'all. And then really in this process, we have to find what works for us. Like I mentioned to you guys before, I wake up between 7 and 8 a.m. That's not 4. That's not 5. I don't have my first meeting till 10. I go to the gym at, like today I did 2, 3, but I go to the gym at 6 sometimes. The other day I was there at 7, 7:30. You guys, we have to do what works for us. And if the gym doesn't work for you, maybe it's dancing. Maybe it's going for a walk. There is nothing more that I enjoy in this life than going for a walk. Wherever I am, whether it's at the Airbnb in Austin or visiting my friends in Florida or traveling in Hawaii, you gonna see me walking through the neighborhood and I'm gonna be waving at the neighbors too like I live there. Because that's just what I love to do. And it's such a great way to get my steps in. I always try to get in 10,000 steps a day. It's a great way for me to get out in nature. I always find myself, crying, releasing, like praying when I, it is just such a great time to have to myself. Even when I do my runs, and I'm with my son and he's in a stroller, it's still a great time to just be with myself, to nourish myself. And I want to encourage you all too to find what works for you. Dancing. I love to dance. Dancing is something that I really grew up with. And, like since I was 2 years old, like I danced all the way through Harvard. Like I was in the HBS show. I did dance performances as a grown woman at Harvard Business School. And dance is such an integral part of my life. I did yoga. I became a yoga teacher instructor. I did Tai Chi. Tai Chi too is a form of martial art, like a high art. Dance is art. And it helps to move the body. It helps to move the energy. It's fun. The twerking is fun. The booty popping is fun. Everything is fun. And we really, like I said, want to make this journey fun. Make this journey fun. Make this journey work for you. And even when we get back to the hair thing, like if you need to get braids for a season. Wear your hair natural for a month. Try, if you're going to have to sweat a lot, like for the summer, I already know, like right now, I want to be in the pool every day. So it's just going to be a natural spring, summer for me. And I'm okay with that. It may be a whole natural year for me. Maybe a whole natural 2 years for me because I want to get in the hot tub every fucking day. Like I want to go there every day. And, that's just what's working for me right now because it brings me so much peace. It calms me down. It de-stresses me. And my hair just has to accommodate my lifestyle. And whoever's in my life, my love interest, has to love my hair like this. Honestly, it's like I would love to be straight and, whipping my hair back and forth. But right now, it's just like Afro fluffs. That's what you're getting over here. And I have to be okay with that. And same for you. You have to be able to love where you are, accept where you are, and respect where you at. Okay. And for the third piece around, forgetting this 4 a.m. wake up call and being real with yourself is around choosing healthier options daily. Like making sure that you are choosing what's working for you every single day, every single meal. I have a friend that called me, or we were texting, because she was so upset that she had gone on a date and it was like a lunch date and she ate so bad. She was feeling guilty. And I was like, girl, drink a protein shake for dinner, eat some vegetables. Like, just start with the next meal. Just start with the next snack. Every choice that you're going to make is just like it's a now moment choice. We can't go backwards, but we can decide how we live now and moving forward. And we got to start over as many times as we need to. I told that also to a friend who I'm doing this fast with. I'm still on my fast journey, y'all. I had my 40-day fast podcast a few weeks ago and 40 days, no alcohol, solid with it. But one of my accountability buddies was just like, I slipped up a time or two. I'm like, I believe in you. I know you can do this. And so what if you have to keep starting over? We're in this. You know what I'm saying? When we want to be our best and we want the best outcome out of this experience. And that's how you should be treating your journey. That's how you should be treating yourself. Okay, y'all? And if this resonates with you, if you needed to hear this, certainly leave me a comment. Drop me a message, a DM. If y'all don't get a chance to hear this live and be able to comment on this live, but I really want to hear from y'all on how this resonates, because this is stuff that we are all going through. Black women, all women, men, yet really these specific things like the hair stuff, like all this is for Black women. And I want us to be able to understand that we have a safe community here. This is a safe space here where we can talk about these. If nobody else can talk about this stuff, we can talk about this stuff with each other.
Mom, when do I sleep too?
And so next up, I really want to help you guys understand how can you stay consistent with your glow up on your own time. Okay? How to stay consistent with your glow up on your own time. But before I do that, y'all, this one distracted me a little bit. I want to get back to something around the emotional aspect of this because I think that there's a key piece that underlies all of the behaviors that we have as women, as human beings, as Black women, as human beings, is our childhood wounds, our childhood wounds, our traumas, our life traumas, our generational traumas that we bring into. So here's the shocking truth about emotional eating. When we are craving things, when we are binge eating, when we are sneaking in eating, because I done did it all, this comes from our own wounds around eating, whether it's clean your plate, eat all your food. We don't waste food around here. We really are channeling and living through our childhood traumas around food. The junk foods that we ate, the comfort foods that we went to, the honey buns or the donuts, the ice creams, the goldfish. For me, it was such a comfort food. I would eat a whole bag of goldfish. Why would I eat a whole bag of goldfish? A whole box of Girl Scout cookies. I have to just breathe through this because these come from real places. And I want us to honor that. See it for what it is. Allow it even. I went through my seasons of when I was still working out and I was on my diet and I would eat a whole bag of Doritos.
I'd throw up if I eat that.
Right? This is emotional eating. This is childhood woundings. Okay?
Okay.
Don't wipe your nose on me. You guys. This one over here. And I wanted to talk about this story specifically. I'm glad that he's gone now, about parents controlling my eating. So when I was a little girl, or teenager rather, I was going through training and track and field, and my mom was really controlling of my diet. I could only eat a certain amount of carrots. I could only eat, a certain amount of turkey meat and grapes, and I had to log everything that I ate, and it became really an obsession around eating. And I would say after that, it was just for years, out of control, binge eating, drinking, not being able to control myself because I felt like I didn't have control for so long. And actually, this didn't come out for me until last year when I started doing I went to a nutritionist as I was going through my own fitness journey and started talking through a lot of my emotional eating patterns and where they came from. And why I was scared to go on a diet, because I didn't want to end up like how I was in high school, binge eating and sneak eating. And feeling like I had to throw up when I would go over a friend's house and I ate so much, I would eat a whole pizza. I felt like I had to throw up. Like how my son said. Whew. So it's we have to go back to these places and these spaces in our lives that we would many times have forgotten about or swept under the rug, because we didn't want to deal with the pain of it. And that really started to come out for me when I was doing this healing work, particularly around the fitness journey and the nutrition and the diets and the deficit eating, that especially, like being hungry, feeling hungry, the detoxing. This is all real stuff. Not only are we detoxing the food and the toxins in the food, we're detoxing the emotions, the experiences, the imprints that came with the food. You guys, this is so deep. There's so many layers to it. And let's talk about soul food and the healthy eating, not being black, going and have a green juice, it's like that's white people food. I mean, we don't do it as much anymore because it's hopefully like more socially acceptable to be healthy. But for so long, like people be like, Aaron, you eat like a white person. What? What? Like, so there are like social stigmas even in our own community against healthy eating, healthy portions, healthy snacks. We got to stop that. And I know that if you're watching this, like you passed that, but a lot of people in our community are still stuck in these patterns. And so we really want to move past, like, is healthy eating black enough? Like, am I eating black food? Because there are so many ways, and I will one day start to put out recipes and show my food and stuff more. I eat all the things that I grew up with in a very healthy way. Like chicken. I love chicken. I bake that shit. It be crispy, good. Skin on it, everything. Seasoned, greens, turkey meat. I make the best spaghetti with spaghetti squash, bison meat. Because bison meat is generally grass-fed. It's generally more, for lack of better words, like organic. So there are so many ways around having the fun meals that we grew up with without having to sabotage ourselves, sabotage our diets. Even with the drinking, like I've been making some bomb mocktails. I've been mixing like peach puree or peach juice with sparkling water and adding fruits and berries and limes. And it gives me like the vibe that I'm looking for from a little cocktail. I don't need the buzz per se, y'all. I be buzzing, I be happy all the time. I just wanted something sweet and juicy to drink. So we want to be able to create these new habits, if you will, so that we can move past the self-sabotaging behavior and understanding that where the self-sabotaging behaviors come from. They come from a place of pain. They come from a place of wanting to be nourished, but not understanding how to nourish ourselves in the right ways. Okay? So I mentioned before about the food journals. That is a way to really start to document and understand how you're eating. And if you're going to do the food journal, definitely do it in a way that won't be punishing for you. And you won't lie to yourself. But you want to be able to see, like, how am I doing? How am I feeling? There are so many prompts out there for food journaling that I think could be very nourishing and useful. So certainly try that. And, also connect back to your emotions as you're eating. Like, how am I feeling? Am I feeling full? Am I feeling nourished? And that also can help to, move past the emotional aspects and the self-sabotaging behaviors that come with the diets, that come with the changes, that come with trying to block you. And yes, thank you for saying that you love that. Big boy. You sit here, please. Yeah, so if you are struggling with the consistent wellness habits, if you are struggling with ways to kind of like keep the wellness, the diets, the fitness, the sleep intact. Certainly, Dean, talk about this. I really appreciate y'all's comments and tapping in with me on the lives. It's really warms my heart. And last but not least, I really want to get into how to stay consistent with the glow up on your own time. I mentioned this before, and this is really going to speak to my own personal experience and just like real world tips that you can use to get you to and through your goals, past your goals. All right. And the first, I mentioned it before, and I'm going to say it again: remove the punishment. Remove the punishment. Don't punish yourself if you fall short. Don't be mad at yourself if you mess up or if you cheating. Remember, you can start over as many times as you need to. Start over as many times as you need to.
Remember also when I have for the pony, I also had like the Sparky game at my iPad.
You have to start over as many times as you need to, guys. And reminding yourself that why you're doing this. When I started my fitness journey, of course, I wanted my best body ever, but I also wanted the best for myself. I had spent so long like being vegan, being vegetarian, fasting, doing juice cleanses, but I really hadn't been physically active. My body was changing. I had just had Harlow. And, I wasn't necessarily fat per se, but I wasn't fit. So for me, I really wanted the best for myself. I knew I'm getting 40, I'm getting to an age where life's going to start getting real. And why not be able to be at my best at that? And so many of us are in that stage of life where we want to be our best, yet we kind of have fallen short, and it's okay. And that's why I encourage you to always to start over every day. Every day, I'm always trying to make improvements with myself, make improvements with my fitness journey, make improvements with my parenting. Like right now, this is a very not, ideal situation, but here my son is in the middle of the podcast, sharing the mic with me and you guys. So, this is part of the journey. And I would also want to emphasize and encourage conversations with God. Conversations with God. And we talk to God every day, don't we, big boy? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Because God is our mama and our daddy and all the things that are good in our life. And whatever we want good for our life, God wants it too. God wants it greater. So for me, waking up in the morning, having that quiet time with God, Harlow joins me in my meditations now too. I'm able to really express to God what I want for myself, what I want for my body even, what I want my body to feel like, to look like. I talk to God about that. And I know y'all are probably like, what the fuck? Like, what? What the what? But it's a real thing. It really is a real thing. Being able to talk to God about what you want for your body, what you want for your health. This really happened for me when I saw my parents, in many ways, their demise. My father passed away unexpectedly. That man had two heart attacks, two heart attacks, two bypass surgeries, congestive heart failure. He was on dialysis. He high blood pressure. My dad had all of the medical ailments, and he was a medical doctor, and he passed away of five causes of death. My mom right now is living with dementia. So for me, my health, my wellness, my body was very important for me. Very important for me. If you're going to be here, you got to sit down, okay? You can't make faces. Because this is a very serious topic, too, that I'm talking about. Your grandma and your grandpa, your papa, they really inspired me, you guys. And it was because of their not caring for themselves that really inspired me to go on my own spiritual journey, my own wellness journey. And here I am with you all today doing just that, sharing it, because I've been called to do this because of my own pain and my own trauma around not taking care of myself and around seeing the people who I love the most not taking care of themselves. That's why I'm here. And so talking to God about that every single day is imperative so that you can really anchor into your why you doing this. Why are you doing this? Why do you want this glow up? Why do you want this big old booty? Why do you want this banging body? Okay? Like this really anchors us in that, okay? And then last are that why is connected to that vision. The why really is connected to the vision. And when you are really clear about what you want to see for yourself, what you want to achieve for yourself, what you want to dream for yourself, then you can make that happen. You guys, I cannot tell you like how many inspiration people I follow on Instagram, body goals, how many like fitness workouts that I follow. Actually, one of my friends who I follow now is in the chat, Cam. I follow him. He inspires me to stay on my fitness journey, to document it, to share it. There are just so many people out there, so many ways in which we can stay in where we go without. And so I really encourage you guys to either put it on a picture board, or you can a Pinterest board, or you can have your IG bookmarks, like I was telling you, of people who you follow, so that you can stay motivated and keep this vision for what you want to be, what you want to look like in front of you at all times. Okay, guys? And so now I want to transition a little bit, and you gotta be really quiet right now because we're gonna do a meditation, okay? And we're going to transition into a meditation, you guys. And so I appreciate you riding with me. And if this is too chaotic for you or too much going on with the baby and stuff, I understand. But, you know, like I said, life happens and we have to roll with the punches and roll with the flow. And I am a single mom, single caregiver with a 5-year-old and a 76-year-old mother. And I'm here by myself. And so this is what happens. All right, let's do our meditation together. You ready? All right, let's find a comfortable position, you guys. So wherever you are, get comfortable. Close your eyes. Or if you want to, if it feels safer, you can keep them open. But I always love to close my eyes because it just helps me to feel like I'm going in. And start to focus on your breath. With each breath, visualize yourself stepping into your radiance. Your true glow up begins right here, right now. And as you continue breathing naturally, bring awareness to the crown of your head, to the top of your head. Acknowledging the beauty of your hair in all its glory. Whether you're wearing it natural right now, whether you're in braids, whether you got your beautiful blowout, or it's covered. Honor the versatility. Honor the strength that your hair represents, okay? I just want to start there. Also, feel your appreciation for your skin. The skin that you're in, the melanin in your skin, the melanin that protects you, that adorns you, the skin that connects you back to the generations of beautiful, resilient women who came before you. And now I want you to take a moment to identify any wellness practices, any fitness practices, even any spiritual practices you've tried that didn't honor who you are. Perhaps there were diets that excluded your cultural foods, or they were exercise regimens that didn't consider your body's natural strength. Breathe in deeply and release these expectations that were never designed with you in mind. Now imagine building wellness habits, building fitness habits, building spiritual habits that celebrate rather than erase your identity. Visualize nourishing your body with foods that connect you to your highest self and are prepared in ways that honor both our tradition and supports your healthy goals. See yourself moving your body in ways that bring you joy, whether it's dancing, stretching, walking, running. Now bring awareness to your relationship with food and your relationship to yourself. Consider what patterns you may have inherited from your family, from your parents, from your friends, whether it was clean your plate messages. With compassion, visualize breaking these patterns. See yourself creating new relationships with nourishment, with food, with wellness, with fitness, with moving your body that serve your highest good. Now, as we close out this meditation, set an intention for one small step you'll take towards your authentic glow up. Remember, this journey is not about punishment or deprivation. It's about coming home to yourself. Your glow up happens on your schedule, on your time, honoring your uniqueness as a Black woman. And it is not a sprint, but a marathon, a sustainable journey of self-love and self-care. So what's that one step you're going to take? Hold on to that as you breathe in through your nose and gently exhale through your nose. And repeat this affirmation. My glow up is on my terms. I am worthy of wellness that celebrates all of who I am. And I'll repeat that again. My glow up is on my terms. I am worthy of wellness that celebrates all of who I am. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Wiggle your body, shake your body, laugh if you need to. And be sure to carry this affirmation with you. All right, big boy. He's so happy now. He loves that meditation too, y'all. Okay, well, I thank you all for this episode. It was just all over, unexpected in so many ways with the tech issues and starting a bit later and then having the little one joining me. So I thank you all so much for your patience and also for rocking with me. And if you haven't already, certainly follow me across social media at I am Erin Patton and, lock in with me. Yes, lock in with me, DM me, comment, let me know how you feel about this. And until next week, I will, be with you guys in spirit, certainly I'm a DM away if you need me. Much love and light. Peace. Did you really love this episode of the Meta Business Millennial Podcast? Well, I am honored, and I appreciate you subscribing, leaving a review, and sharing it with your friends, because your feedback allows us to co-create more enlightened conversations. And if you're interested in growing your soul now, head over to my website, erinpatton.com, to find all the show notes, links, and free resources to get your energy activated today. In the meantime, stay bright, my friends. Much love and light. Peace.